Hello. I recently had a request for some rehab exercises for a hyperextended elbow. Now, fortunately for this person, elbows are one of my specialties, as I've gone through and dislocated and hyperextended my elbows multiple times. So coming back from that injury is doable and get you right back to 100%. And if you stick with some of these exercises, you'll actually be better than you were prior to the injury. So typically what happens when you have a hyperextension is that you'll go through, as you can see here, all of this connective tissue, specifically back here where the radius and ulna connect into the humerus. This is where the trauma takes place, here on this back side. So what will happen is that as you recover, the bursa sacs in this connected area will swell. That inflammation is necessary in order to limit the range of motion for the elbow as it's recovering. Now, if you don't go through and continue to strengthen and support that mechanism as you recover, it'll get weak and you'll have laxity in the joint. So these exercises that I'm going to show you are designed to incorporate from your toes all the way up through the motion, activating the fascia so that you can be fully integrated and recover the laxity that the hyperextension caused and strengthen the support mechanisms around the joint. By using the feet and integrating into all the way from the feet to the affected area, it allows us to have a completely connected neuromuscular chain, which is what is essential for having great dexterity, balance, and fluidity of motion. So, things that you're going to need. This is a medium strength elasti band, or elasti strip. Got some nice resistance bands. I have a door right over here which I'm able to clip into, so you'll see that here shortly. And then we have another, last but not least, is a standard elastiband. Okay, so basically just a big rubber band. The reason that we're using things like all of the resistance bands and tubes versus doing real weight is that we want to develop the stabilizer muscles. We don't want to go through and build our large motor muscles. We want to go through and focus on the stabilizer muscles. And if we load up a bunch of weight onto a joint that is already compromised, we are most likely going to incur additional injury. So that's one of the reasons why we use things like elastobands, so that we can go through and keep the tension in the natural range of motion. So when we're moving normally and naturally, we're going through and there's an expression and then a regression. Expression, regression. So we want to go through and flow and stabilize in those sequences. Make sense? Great. So that's our introduction, and stay tuned for the first exercise.